Good afternoon, golf fans. It's Masters Week, a huge week in golf, and maybe even a bigger week in video game golf. We finally have 2 golf games on the market with the release this week of EA Sports PGA Tour Road to the Masters. And of course, we've already had PGA Tour 2K23, which has been out for quite a few months now. We finally have 2 golf games to compare, to put side by side, to go head to head, to see who is the reigning champion. And we've got a lot to talk about. A lot of things that both of these golf games do well. They're very similar games in many ways, and then they're very unsimilar games in many, many ways. So breaking them down and saying one is better than the other is really going to be subjective to what you, as the consumer, are looking for in your golf game and what's going to be important to you. Of course, number one, graphics is going to be a huge deciding factor in which golf game you're going to purchase. I would say EA's probably got a little heads up on that. The game looks really good, but in comparison to what video games look like in 2023 and what video games can look like in 2023, as far as what graphics are out there and achievable in video games in general, I kind of think it's just fairly mediocre, not anything like groundbreaking, not anything that we haven't seen done in other type of video games. I mean, there's some insane, crazy graphics out there, and I don't think either of these games delivers that, but it's a sports game, so you know, it is what it is. But I definitely think that EA PGA Tour, EA Masters, Road to the Masters, has probably got a little edge on 2K as far as just straight up which graphics look better. There were some cool things. I mean, the attention to detail in some of the courses is very cool. Moss hanging off of trees, plants, the grass and stuff. It all does look very good. Not that 2K's is bad. 2K's is probably a little bit, I don't want to say cartoonish, but not quite as realistic and advanced in the graphics department is EA. So if you're strictly just looking for the best graphics, you're probably going to lean more towards the EA side. I got the camera does it backwards here for me. EA also has some really good crowd interaction. If you're looking to feel like you're out there playing a PGA Tour event again, you're probably going to want to lean more towards the EA side. I can't think of the name of the course right now. But anyway, I was playing one where they had a lot of people in the grandstands, and not only did the crowd interact and roar and do stuff when I was making putts or hitting a shot onto a par 3, but you could also hear the crowd from other holes while other players were out there, and you knew the difference. Like, I could hear a guy just off in the distance like, "Oh, I like this line," like, while the crowd was like, "Oh," and you could hear one guy going, "I like this line." That was pretty cool. 2K definitely has crowds. They definitely have crowd interaction. You'll hear cheers and stuff, but EA looks more like individual people, whereas 2K's is more of a just generic, more stick figure-ish looking crowds. But they are there, and they do interact, and they do shout out things and stuff like that. If you're looking for a career-based game with lots of challenges, character-based point leveling system, again, you're probably going to lean towards the EA side. The career mode, EA probably has a little bit of edge up on 2K on that as well. 2K's does have, man, they cut away all the time to show, when you're in your career mode, they cut away constantly to show you other highlights, and they should be doing that on the side, like with a little box window that comes up here and then like puts the pressure on you and maybe makes your controller start shaking. You can feel like, oh, this is Tiger over here on the roar of the crowd, like that's what you heard over there, and then, you know, starts giving you nerves on your shot. And I don't know, I think it'd be much more fun to have, you know, interactions like that and stop cutting away all the time, man. It's like, man, I got to watch some replay I don't want to see. I just want to play my game. Always pulling me away to show me some replay. So, and the announcers in 2K get annoying sometimes, especially in your career mode. They just talk and talk. I had one talk through 3 holes nonstop from tee box to tee box.
There have been a lot of players that have come out and people are quick to label them as prodigious talents and what they can do, but it's true about Lydia Ko that she is one of the game's prodigies.
Look, when you say prodigy, I think Lydia Ko's name should just be, instead of prodigy, just say, look at Lydia Ko. Because this young lady has seemingly done it all at 14 years young. 14, won a professional event. The youngest, men or women, to ever win a tournament that early. That is astounding. 18 years old, major champion with the final round 63. It's mind-blowing how good this young lady was at such an early age. Yes, had a little lull there for a little bit, but now come back out and is just taking the world by storm again. 17 wins already and building in a professional career.
Dude, shut up.
Is the limit for Lydia.
Dude, shut up. They're so bad.
Yeah, generous landing area, thankfully out to the right.
Dude, shut the up.
Down the left, and if you miss it even further left, there's water lurking. But the second shot, this is where it gets slippery. This is where it gets dangerous, especially to a back right hole location. All of a sudden, the water down the right-hand side comes into full view. Bailing out to the left of the bunker, not so hot either. Tell you what, it takes a brave player to fire at this flagstick.
Looks to be going.
I can't fire at the flagstick because you won't shut the up. It was awful, and so neither game is perfect. They both have their drawbacks, but as far as courses go, 30 golf courses in EA, and all those are famous golf courses from around the world. They look and feel very good. You're talking about 30 courses for EA. You're talking 30,000 golf courses on 2K. 2K themselves are putting new ones into the game, real licensed PGA courses. 2K doesn't have an official Masters course, but they have dozens of Masters courses that have been created by players. And I play tested 5 different Augusta courses, and each one was just a little bit different. Each one had its own thing. So you get somebody put one with the exact yardage. The greens are stiff. They run off. They're hard to hit. I mean, it looks just like Augusta. I've been there. Been to Augusta, seen the tournament live, and I'm telling you, it looks great in 2K. Definitely looks maybe just a little bit better in EA, and like when you're walking across the bridge and you're going through Amen Corner, and you get to see those little things in EA. You're like, wow, that's really cool. EA probably has a little bit better looking one, but if you don't like the one that you played, then you can try a dozen more. So golf courses and replayability and playing new golf courses is 2K all the way. And 2K does seem to be very vested in their game. You get lots of updates, lots of new official 2K courses being published and produced. And then you can create your own golf course. So if you like to do that kind of thing and make your own golf course, I made one of my own golf courses, and it was a fantastic experience. They have an awesome editor in there. You can get down to the nitty-gritty detail. You can set your elevation. I mean, you can put in every single little plant, every single pine cone. You can make the golf course exactly the way you can. So you're never going to get bored over in 2K. There's just crazy stuff getting made. A Hogwarts course, the Last of Us course. There's tons of themed golf courses. I see Star Wars. I see all kinds of stuff. There's pitch and putt courses. There's putt golf courses. There's just all kinds of stuff. Things that 2K you're going to get through the 2K game that you're never going to see through EA. I'm sure there will be updates. I'm sure they'll add a few more golf courses, but I just don't see them being able to compete with creator-made golf courses from the players. And the possibilities are just endless. The editor is fantastic, only limited by the imagination, creativity, and time that somebody out there is willing to put into it. So new golf courses every single day. You can play a new golf course that you've never played before. Never going to happen in EA. As far as play feel, I personally think that the swings, the putting, the feel of the ball coming off of the club, the feel of the control, hitting your shots, I think 2K has that all the way. I think EA's system is pretty rough, to be honest. The swing meter is pretty terrible. I mean, how? Look at that, dude. Look at that. Look at that. How are you supposed to even know where you're swinging? Look at that, dude. Look. Look at that. What am I supposed to do with this? How do I know? The putting meter is absolutely awful. They have this teeniest little tiny meter to read the putts. It's extremely difficult to see. I just feel like that 2K all the way has the head up on the actual feel of hitting your shot, the sound of the golf ball coming off the golf club. EA's putting sounds like you're putting a ping pong ball into a solo cup. Didn't hit it. Baby! All right. When you hit the ball off the putter, sounds and feels like you're not hitting a real golf ball. 2K, they have their shot down tight. I don't know.
Looking super.
Baby. Baby. They have the smash the shot, hit the big power drive thing that's going on in EA. They brought it back from Rory McIlroy's been in Tiger Woods a long time. Basically a cut and peel from Rory McIlroy's PGA Tour. It's exactly the same graphics and everything, the same animation, same graphics. You can, if you do it perfect and right when you're making your follow through, you can hit a power shot off the drive every time. You have the spin control, so like once the ball leaves the club face, you can start to tap and tap and tap and start the spin on your ball in mid-flight. And when it hits the green, you'll have backspin or forward spin or, you know, left or right bounce. 2K, once you set up your shot and the ball leaves the club face, there's no more control. Like that's once you hit your shot, just it's over. So you can in EA or in EA you can do spin control, power control, like they used to be able to in Tiger Woods. The thing I've not seen and I did not see at all is no driving range in EA. That was a huge thing that I loved back in the Tiger Woods. You could go to the driving range. I could not find it out there. I looked through the whole game, could not find a driving range. You have the little skill challenge thing, but it's like hit 5 balls in the fairway, hit 5 balls onto the green. It doesn't let you just sit out there and stand on the driving range like 2K does. You have a full driving range. You have multiple chipping facilities. You have, chipping greens, sand traps. You can go out and practice your shot over and over and over. And you'll need to because this game's tough. Once you get past the beginner and you have to work on your swing tempo and timing and you have to hit your shots precisely, this game's tough. It brings it to the table. I have to go out and practice before my rounds or I'll shank balls. I'll shank balls into the woods. I'll shank balls into the water. If I don't have my shot on point and my tempo and rhythm down, I'll play bad. So I go spend 10 minutes in the driving range before I, go play the game. It's have to do it. So cross-platform. If you're creating a game in 2023, especially a sports game, and you're not utilizing cross-platform, I think it's a huge loss. Big L on that. And the integration originally when the game came out on the 2K23 did not have crossplay, but they have introduced it. Kind of. It is there. You can play with somebody on Xbox while somebody else is on PlayStation or somebody else is on PC. You can, play with multiple platforms at the same time, but that's where it kind of ends. Like, you can't search for a player that's not on your platform. You can't join a society that's not based off of your platform, which is, I think, a huge loss. You set up a match. So you set up 18 holes on this golf course and you get a room key. And then you have to send that key somehow outside of the game through Discord, text message, Facebook Messenger, whatever. You have to know the person that's not on your platform to be able to send them that code outside of the game to get them to connect to get into the game with you. So that's kind of a huge loss. 2K's also had a lot of connection issues on my end when you're doing cross-platforming. EA's game's coming out. Better get this fixed, 2K. Just saying. Been disconnected from a match We had our other buddy get disconnected from his match. It's 2 or 3 times, and we haven't even got 18 holes in. Not a good look. But it is available. You can do it. You can play through cross-platform on 2K. I would like to see it integrated completely into the game, where it integrates with societies. You can find friends through your friends list and play with new players that are not on your platform through the game. I think having to go outside the game is a huge drawback. 2K is more of your golf simulator, going to feel more like real golf. EA is more your arcade style, but also gives you lot more feel of being out, like playing in the PGA Tour. I would say that we give that to EA. So those are the biggest differences in the two games. And again, it really is going to come down to what you're looking for out of your golf game. If you're looking for more of a graphics-based career mode skill challenge game, you probably want to go with EA. If you're looking for more of a golf simulator that feels like you're playing, that has a better feel of actually out there striking a ball on the golf course, massive amount of golf courses, 2K all the way. If you're a Game Pass subscriber, which includes EA Play, or if you have EA Play, you get to try out 10 hours on PGA Tour. But I'm probably waiting for this one to go free on Game Pass, to be honest. So you'll get it with EA Play. You can play it for absolutely free, but that's probably going to be 6 months. So if you're biting at the bit to play it, if you're a big, huge golf game fan, you probably already own both of these games anyway. If you're on the fence about buying one or the other, graphics and career base is EA, and feel and replayability 2K. I personally would like to see golf games start making changes where much more interactive. Have your own, like our society should have our own clubhouse where you can have your own locker, and there's a pro, an assistant pro, and you can get lessons from it and add to your attributes. And they have the pro shop where you can walk around and interact with the stuff that's on the rack that's in the store. Like at the turn, you could go in, buy more golf balls, or change your cleats, or have a Snickers, get a Gatorade, have a hot dog, and those give you a little stat boost. You'd have different sets of caddies. You have your A caddy, your B caddy, your C caddy. Your C caddy is the kid coming out of high school, doesn't know as much about golf. His reads aren't as good, but he only costs $50 a round. You have your A caddy that's been doing it for years, can give you the best putt reads, but he's $200 a round. I don't know. I just think that the games could be so much more fun, interactive. Having your own clubhouse, you could design your own course to it. You could have pool table in the locker room. You could play little mini games. You could, join up with your guys in society. You could just like, oh, I'm hanging out in the clubhouse waiting on my round. You could tour around the pro shop, go out on the putting green, hit golf balls out in the driving range. Then your buddy shows up and he comes out and interacts with you and hits balls in the range with you. You guys warm up before your round. You go out there, wait on your tee time. You could have golf carts. I mean, there's just so much fun that they could make these games. They haven't really changed much since the 3-point click game, the Tiger Woods games, and Golden Tee. We're still playing the same kind of thing. Like, it's 2023. Let's put some heart and soul into these games and not just, let's make them fun, interactive, like really put some heart and soul to it. I know they got to sell the darn thing, but man, I think they'd sell a lot more if you had some fun stuff in there like that. You hang out, play a little 5-card stud while you're waiting on your buddies to get up into the golf course, and you could have your society championship, and you could have a banquet room, and they'd show replays from everybody's rounds throughout the season. Do cool stuff like that, and somebody needs to come up with a golf game like that, blow these two out of the water, and start bringing in people that don't even play golf, because that just would be fun in general. So that's my take on it. Anyway, that's my review. Hope you guys enjoy it. Enjoy the Masters out there. Don't forget to check out the stream. We'll be streaming our 2K Masters event live on Twitch. So head on over to twitch.tv/Sleeve1080. And I'll probably be playing that here this weekend, so you guys can check out the rounds, check out the games. We'll do my stream through my society event, and then we'll stream out a round of the Masters on the EA. So, all right. You guys have a good one, and keep swinging. I'm Sleeve1080, and I'll see you in the next one.